Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. ADA continues to be in this sideways range, hasn't broken the structure. I can just simply extend the trend lines and you see nothing really happened. But I think the price prepares for a bigger move given that, it's moving really into the apex of the triangle and the breakout is due. Normally they break out sort of, most frequently you would say like 2/3 into a triangle. Then you normally get a breakout. Now, the problem is here, breakout is possible in both directions. Just depends on which perspective you use. We could easily say, so I can say that my assumption is that we're in a fourth wave. Okay, that's the base case. Now, obviously, I can't control how that fourth wave develops. I can only recognize that a fourth wave can develop as a triangle, which we've got here on the chart, which is also pretty much complete. So if I wanted to count a triangle, it's basically complete. And it would involve a direct breakout to the upside. Now that will get more likely with a break above 65 cents, yeah? So above this D wave high. That is always the indication that a triangle is broken, not confirmation. Confirmation will be a break above the B wave high. Now this triangle would have to be a so-called running triangle. This is a special form of triangle where the B wave does overshoot. It's not the most common one, and therefore, that already gives us a bit of a clue here where we could say, all right, is this really a triangle in a wave 4? Or is it rather an X wave triangle that breaks to the downside? See, that's the problem we're dealing with. I mean, it's not so much, it doesn't really give you much of a predictive power here to say it's going to break out to the upside or down. We have to watch the signals. Also, we haven't had a deep pullback, simply just consolidation. If you ask me, I mean, I would prefer here the yellow one just because it gives us a clearer structure. And I know that triangles in crypto, they often turn into other structures like highlighted here in yellow, a WXY pattern with a first target between 53.6 and 46.4 cents. Literally both possible. What I can share with you is that the triangle technically could be complete. I have enough waves for a completed Elliott wave triangle and a subsequent breakout to the upside. It just needs to show now. So the bulls just need to show up here. And I gave you some levels to watch for a breakout, okay? And then it could take it possibly even to $1. But that's a bit too early to confirm that really. I mean, I can give you a target range. If we were to break out from here, and I would have to measure it from the end of the triangle. And when we talk about targets, 85.7 cents, $1.09. They are sort of the next ones to watch. However, if the price doesn't break above the D wave high and we get a break actually to the downside of the triangle out of the trend line, followed by a break below 54.3 cents, then I have to assume that this turned into a WXY structure. The recognition of a triangle, absolutely correct. So it could be this wave 4 triangle, which would break to the upside, or it's just the other way of looking at it. We're dealing here with an X wave triangle. An X wave is sort of a connecting wave in a complex WXY. So for example, the wave 4 could be down here. No problem at all. Why is that no problem? Because the support area for wave 4 is down here. So wave 4 has a lot of space. It has a lot of space. It's between 34.5 and 50.7 cents. And then we have, this is standard support. And then we've got the projections, okay, which give us more clear targets actually, and they point more into this region here. Still subject to change, especially as we're dealing with a correction, so we can specify that further as we go along. If it's an X wave triangle, then the triangle micro count would be A wave up, B wave down, C wave, D wave, and we might now be forming an E wave with then basically a move to the downside, yeah. So you see, you can count it both ways. That doesn't give you really an edge from an Elliott wave point of view in terms of directional, edge, you could say. But it tells you where support is sitting, so you can simply measure your risk to support. Is still very high, I would say. It all depends on your time frame, very simply, I gave you that 54.3 cent level. Against that level, you could focus on higher, depending on which perspective you take here, right? Or against the D wave high or the B wave high, you can focus on lower. That's really dependent on your trading plan, but there's nothing really clear here in terms of, okay, in which direction do we break out until we see the first level break. And Elliott wave tells us which levels these are. and also the targets beyond that. So, but overall, and that's sort of unaffected, this is just noise. Anything that happens between here and the support is really just noise, because the fifth wave is still expected, and I gave you some targets for the fifth wave in case of an upside breakout, but also in case of a downside breakout, because as long as we're holding support for wave 4, the wave 5 can still unfold. And then we have 5 waves up, and that will be a major decision point up there. But we're not there yet. We'll take it, we'll take it level by level. That's my update about ADA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.